So I've been using the Insta360 X5 now for about a month, and I've actually been quite surprised about how much I've used it in real estate video shoots. I'm not using it solely on its own to shoot videos with, don't worry, because I've had quite a few comments below saying this just isn't good enough quality to shoot real estate with, and you're totally right, because well, your mirrorless camera, whether it's full frame or APS-C, is going to give much better quality just because of the size of the sensor. But they have upgraded this and it does work a lot better now in low light. And there's just certain scenarios where you can get shots with this where you wouldn't be able to with your mirrorless camera. And I'm going to talk through those now. And largely it's been when I've been using it with one of these. This is a 3-meter long invisible selfie stick. So pop this on top of here and you can start getting some really creative shots. And I'm going to show you the first one now coming up, and that's using it with a swimming pool shot, because obviously your mirrorless camera isn't waterproof, but this is. So I was able to put it on this 3-meter long pole, extend it all the way up, so it looked like it was kind of flying on a drone, and I walked up to the pool and made this splash in the pool, came out the other side, and it just worked as a really nice little cut shot, which I would not have been able to get with my mirrorless camera because one, it's not waterproof, and two, it's just too heavy to carry it on one of these. So let's take a look at that shot now. So, what do you think of that? I mean, I personally was quite pleased with that shot because, like I say, it was a shot that I just wasn't able to get before. And when I sent that to the estate agent, they were pretty surprised too and were asking, how did you get it? So it just gave a new, fresh look to the videos, and it was just some creative element that I just wasn't able to get before. And I also made this into a shorter version for Reels as well, because it was just such an eye-catching shot. Then it worked really well as a short reel for the agent to post on Instagram. And because of the nature of these 360 cameras, you can just reframe them as much as you want. It was easy to then make that into a vertical video because obviously it's pretty limitless whether you have it sort of landscape or vertical. So it wasn't like I needed to do 2 shots. I didn't need to have the camera on landscape and then turn it onto vertical. I was able to just do that in one shot and get a landscape and vertical video from it. So that's another reason why I think these Insta360 cameras are really cool to use alongside your mirrorless camera to get some great looking footage for your real estate videos. So let's take a look at another shot that I got with the Insta360 X5 and the 3-meter selfie stick. This time I was kind of using it as like a crane shot. Like you see on film sets, like they have the cameras on a big long crane, like it might start like in the middle of a crowd of people and then it'll lift out and show the scene around, and they look really cool. But obviously all that equipment's very expensive, very heavy, very bulky, but you are able to achieve something like that with this and this. And I shot a video recently of a place where it had a lovely open plan sort of living area, and you could see it had bifold doors outside, but then it also opened up to the upstairs with the stairs flowing upstairs. So I was able to get this shot coming up now where I was standing on the first floor. I had the camera on the selfie stick and had it all the way at the bottom, then lifted it all the way up to the first floor. And like I say, it just worked as a really nice crane shot. And again, I wouldn't have been able to get that with my mirrorless camera because it's just too heavy. It would have been too tricky with the gimbal. I mean, you probably could do it, but you would need a lot more expensive equipment and maybe a second person to hold something as well. But with this and the Insta360 camera, I was able to get this shot so easy. So let's take a look at that one now too. So what do you think of that one too? Let me know in the comments below. Like, another reason these cameras are pretty good as well, because they have the HDR quality. So in that scenario, as you saw, it was pretty bright outside, darker inside, but yet you were still able to see what was outside. And then as I brought the camera up, I mean, it was all set on auto settings. I didn't do anything fancy. It was able to sort of readjust the exposure, so it's fine then for when I pulled it upstairs where it was a lot darker. So that's another reason why these are pretty handy, because they are just so easy to use. You can stick them on auto and still get pretty good footage. So the last couple of examples I'm going to show you, well, they're not quite as fancy as those first two, but I've just found that this camera mounted on the 3-meter invisible selfie stick has come in really handy for me, because I live near Stansted Airport and it's a really busy airport and you're just not allowed to fly a drone around it. So there's some instances where I go to properties and it's within this area, and so the agents ask for a drone shot and I've had to tell them, sorry, I can't do it. But this has come in pretty handy just to give a bit of elevation. Obviously not quite as high as a drone, but it does give like a drone effect shot, and just able to see a bit more of the area than you would at ground level. So I'm just going to show you a couple of shots now where I've just put this full length 3 meters high up with this on it, and then I've just come in from high up down to the property. So let's take a look at those shots now. So again, let me know what you think about those couple of shots in the comments below. And if you are thinking about using one of these cameras, then I'll just go through some of the settings you want to put on your camera. So you want to have your bitrate set at high, and you want the sharpness set at sort of medium or low really. And then if you're shooting outdoors and you're not worried about having the frame rate high, so you can slow it down, then you can shoot at 8K and then shoot at like 30 frames per second or 25, 24 frames per second. But if you do want to slow that footage down, then the best quality image you're going to get is going to be at 5.7K. Then you can shoot at frame rates up to 60 frames per second, and you also get use of the active HDR then. But if you want even higher frame rate and slow the footage down even more, then you can shoot at 4K. Then you'll get 120 frames per second at 4K. So as I said at the start of the video, I'm not using one of these cameras to replace my mirrorless camera, but I have found it really handy to get those creative shots in certain scenarios. So it's just a good thing to keep in mind. So let me know if you are thinking about using one of these cameras for your real estate videos, or maybe other use cases where you've got some really creative shots, because I'd love to see them, love to share them with me. So let me know if you posted on any on Instagram and I can check it out. And if you do want to get your hands on one of these cameras, I'll leave an affiliate link below, and also to one of these selfie sticks. Again, I'll leave an affiliate link below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all again soon.